Matthew Bible Summary to 1 Samuel 31. The battle betwixt the Philistines and Israel. Saul killeth himself, and his children are slain in the battle. The 31st chapter. And as the Philistines fought against Israel, the men of Israel fled away from the Philistines, and fell down dead in Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines followed after Saul and his sons, and slew Jonatas, Abinadab, and Melchishua, Saul's sons. And the battle went sore against Saul, insomuch that shooters with bows had found him, and he was sore wounded of the shooters. Then said Saul unto his harness-bearer, Draw out thy sword, and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come thrust me through, and make a mocking stock of me. But his harness-bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. Wherefore Saul took a sword, and fell upon it. And when his harness-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword, and died with him. And so Saul died, and his 3 sons, and his harness-bearer, and thereto all his men, that same day together. When the men of Israel, that were of the other side the valley, and they of the other side Jordan, heard that the men of Israel were put to flight, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they left the cities, and ran away. And the Philistines came and dwelt in them. On the morrow, when the Philistines were come to strip them that were slain, they found Saul and his 3 sons lying in Mount Gilboa. And they cut off his head, and stripped him out of his harness, and sent into the land of the Philistines everywhere, to publish in the houses of their gods, and to the people. And they hanged up his harness in the house of Ashtaroth, but they hanged up his carcass on the walls of Bethsan. When the inhabitants of Jabes in Galaad heard thereof, what the Philistines had done to Saul, they arose, as many as were men of war, and went all night, and took the carcass of Saul and the carcasses of his sons from the walls of Bethsan, and brought them to Jabes, and burnt them there, and took their bones, and buried them under a tree at Jabes, and fasted 7 days. The end of the first book of Samuel, which they commonly call the first of the Kings.